Hello, it's Amy with Paper Moon Journals, and I have a first for me, a dark academia junk journal. This was so fun to make. It's always fun the first time I do a new theme. I think I get carried away with printing things out and buying new digital kits to suit the theme. I use Sari silk ribbon to tie it up, and that's Pixie Dust Files Essentials on the spine and the back. I like the way the lace looks out the bottom, and those pom-poms are new trim. And I used a full pack of those beautiful black paper roses from Graphic 45. I used a brooch on the front. I made a little bow for her hair and then added lace trim to the dress of the girl on the front. There's tiny little letters and envelopes that tuck behind her and behind the book. And inside the envelope, there's tiny little letters that come out if you have tweezers and things. I don't know why I didn't think to bring tweezers over and do that for the video, but it'll be the delight of whoever gets it to discover. Some of them are little blank tea stain pieces of paper inside the tiny envelopes, and some of them have tiny little letters inside. That was a kit I got, I think from... I can't recall. I'll try to put all of the kits in the description box. I snuck a little bit of Halloween stuff in there. I like the way those books layered up. What I did was I used some of my extra digital pages that I had printed out to just fussy cut some of those elements out, like the books. I found that I had a printable PDF with a bunch of aged postcard backs like that. It must have come with 20 of those. That was pretty neat. And then an actual piece of ephemera that came with one of the kits. I got Dark Library and something else were the two major kits that I used. And then to that, I added some alchemy stuff, some vintage documents. It looks like I had that one glued down under the tab a little. It's okay, now this piece is distressed. That's from Pixie Dust Files Botanicals. I thought those were really pretty. The My Porch Prints neutral envelopes came with neutral and mini. And then some of the minis I shrunk down 65% to make them even smaller. But those tiny ones on the front it was called Tiny Mail or something like that. And it came with a variety of tiny little letters, both blank and written, and then the little envelopes. There's some more ephemera that I put in the pockets. Tags and stuff from the kit. That lace pocket with Sari silk on top. Those little perfume or potion bottles I know I fussy cut out from other ephemera. And I'm showing here where I collage scraps and lace onto the pages. Those little dolls there are actually from an upcoming project, Crow & Company, but they were too cute. I used them in here too. There's more paper collage, and then that burlap tag and lace, more collage. I really love how that sheet music looked. It had a sunset image on one side and then the music on the other, and I liked using both sides. And that blue Sari silk there is a rich, deep blue. And I love that owl image. I think I did decide I didn't give you a good enough look and come back and give you a better look at that owl ephemera. I really like it. And I'm like, wait, I think I just kind of cruised through there. So let's get that back out and take another look. I do film these a couple times, so I could be wrong here. Let's wait and see what happens. Here's an antique envelope. This is from Ruby and Pearl XO. They would fold their letters into the envelope shape. I just printed it single-sided so that same with this one, this finished document here. I printed them single-sided so that you can write on the back. And then I think that finished document was from Pixie Dust Files Essentials. I had a little stack of her essential stuff sitting around. See, there's that owl. I was right. It is so cool. It was worth a second look. That was ephemera with the kit. So I collaged some of the ephemera with the kit with some other things that I had. I love that bird image. I don't know why, but that really appeals to me. And then here's a beautiful tag that I made, layered up with lace and bows, and another one of those paper roses from Graphic 45. I added gold stickles to the chandelier And then that grapefruit one that I have to her orange flowers and stuff in her hair. I like it with the rose peeking out the bottom, so I pull that down so that the flower sticks out. But it can go all the way in. It fits just fine. Here's a couple pieces of ephemera that came with the kit. I know this image in the upper right hand corner was a special ATC card set that I got, and the freebie that came with it was some of those cat cards that you'll see in here that I'm using in this and the next few projects. Like, those were amazing. I like the freebie almost as well as what I bought. So here's one of those tiny little, just like the ones on the cover. This one is blank, but there's maybe a half dozen pieces of tiny mail on the cover, tucked into the tuck spots on the cover, and they open up and come out like that one did. It looks like the sari silk got caught on the lace. There's another one of those owl images. I just love those illustrations. I think that's why I like it. It's a hand illustration, and then it's shrunk down to a tag size. And then I like those pages with the lines and the books on it. That was, I think it was called In the Library. So I mixed In the Library with a dark academia. And then I felt like there wasn't enough books, and I went back and I bought another library digital kit to go with that. Yes, and there's more new lace. There's another one of those tiny letters inside of that little envelope if you had some tweezers to get in there. I might be going a bit fast here. Whoops. Maybe I just started looking, I think, and forgot I was supposed to be showing, not looking. There's real antique yellowed tape on these things. I didn't yellow any of the tape. My antique sheet music, people tried to tape it together and the tape got all yellowed. So when I used the right parts of the sheet music. Here's more of that postcard ephemera, some of the ephemera that came with the book. And then I had some other Gothic flowers and roses kits from other projects I recalled, and I went and found them and printed them out. Those mushrooms were from the Pixie Dust Files, one of her spooky kits came with the mushrooms. I think it was the kitty cats or the dolls. I think it was the dolls came with the mushrooms. I love that one where the flowers also look like spiders. That one's really cool. And this pink and black one was new. I think this is Luminois over on Etsy. And then for the potion bottles, it was just a journal kit, and I shrunk down the pages to be a journaling card size. I think that's neat. There was a bunch of like little label ephemera that came with the kits, so I loaded those into one of the envelopes. I like how that envelope has the owl sitting on the chair. The owls that came with one of the kits was really neat. It was Miles Beneath the Moon. I have quite a few of their kits, and I just kept printing out different things that I had of theirs to add more detail to things. Here's a tiny little book. This is from My Porch Prints. It's a kit where it prints out the cover and the inside pages. Later, I glue down the string to the book so that it stays attached to the book. I don't think it was glued on there yet, and I'm not sure quite what's a page and what's not at first, but I don't destroy it and tie it back up. It's attached with a little Velcro dot there so that it comes out so that you could do actually tiny journaling in it if you wanted. Hold it open with a binder clip and put tiny little notes in there. There's a lot of ephemera in that pocket, and I think we forgot to look at it because of that cute little book. But that'll be fun discovery for whoever gets it. See that cat image? That's the freebie that came with my order of the ladies with the books that also had like crows or ravens behind them. So those will go with my next project, which is crows and sunflowers. I don't know if you saw my thrift store haul over on social media, but these sunflowers are something I pulled out of a box frame that I'm going to use for something else. And now they're decorating my desk. This is more antique mail from Ruby and Pearl, but again I printed one-sided so that you can journal on the other side. She does provide both sides, so the handwritten letter was on the other side. I think it's called French letters, this one. I used a lot of kits in here. I will probably miss some. So if there's something in here that that isn't listed in the description box below, let me know and I'll go look it up and find it. I'll find out whatever it was that maybe I forgot to mention. I know that little chandelier piece on the side is another Spooky Pages from Pixie Dust Files. Yeah, there's an owl on the back of that chair, so those were fussy cuts that I added to background pages. It's like a little skulls from Digital Collage Club from the Halloween stuffs that's still hanging out on my crafting area. And this is a nice thing I like to do. It's just a piece of paper folded into eighths, and then when you glue it down, you know, it just takes up a tiny amount of room. There's 80 pages in here, but I should count how many extra pages of full pages of writing space I've added by tucking them into pockets or envelopes and things. I like the lace bow on there. It's really floppy and soft. And then I layered up lace and a real little rolled up piece of paper for a scroll on there. So it has a lot of dimension, that little scroll. And then I rounded the edges on the paper clip to make it pretty with my jewelry pliers. Lace edged that page. I love those stationery pages from the lined pages set from Pixie Dust Files. I'll be using that as background pages or neutral pages in probably every project for here till the end of time. I just love that antique stationery, those roses. So here those handles on that page were more fussy cuts. So some of these are images that are pages that came with the kit, and some of them are pages I created with background pages and fussy cuts cut out of kit pages. So that way my pages are cohesive with the kit pages because I've used the same images the kit pages are using. And then here's another big pretty tag. I didn't use as much lace on this one, so it would be flat and fit inside the pocket. I like from here, if you look back at the way the lace edge on all the pages passed, look, and then those pom-poms. I was so excited about getting the pom-poms. They came with my Hobby Lobby order. And then there's another one of those paper roses, and then some stationery for writing on tucked behind her in front of another detailed library scene. One of those cat cards. I backed those onto Tim Holtz, most of them. It was getting pretty fat, so some of them I kept thinner, and then other ones I backed. I stopped backing them once the book started getting pretty thick, and left some of them lighter weight. I think that's nice too. I love these little stamps that were ephemera that came with the kit. I like when I put these with every journal. And then more of those little name and tag ephemera that came with the kit I tucked into this. This tiny envelope here is one that I had shrunk down 65% from the mini pagers of the envelopes. They weren't many enough for me. I made them even more so by printing them. I think I told my printer to print it 4x6. I love those PDFs. I can send it to print and it just prints the entire file. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, found it informative, inspiring. Please like, subscribe, and share the video or the channel with anyone else you think might enjoy the content. Thanks again for watching, and have a wonderful day.